Come explore the unknown with us and enter the Chamber of Shadows, a podcast for the dark, haunted, and mysterious. I am your host, Celine, and I am joined by my co host, Endora. Say hi, Endora.
Good evening, Spooky Fam.
Okay, so to start off this episode, I think we kind of decided the first maybe couple minutes, not too long, but we just want to start maybe bringing in some current things. So whether that's something we listened to or saw, we are still currently debating on what to briefly name that brief segment. But have you listened or to anything or saw anything recently that you wanted to talk about?
Literally, my whole week was consumed with our cursed film series. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I consumed it like a fiend.
So I will say, I did not. I okay. Well, welcome to today's episode where it's our cursed film again. Um, so this is our second cursed film, and Dora's taken the reins on this one. Um, so what are we talking about today?
Mm. IMDb describes this week's film plot as an American ambassador to Britain and his wife may be raising the Antichrist. Legendary twisted filmmaker Quentin Tarantino calls it one of the most successful novelizations of all time, selling 30 million copies, which is unheard of today. Hot on the heels of Rosemary's Baby in 1968 and The Exorcist in 1903, Hollywood was again cashing in on Satan, but at what cost? Let's have a look and decide for ourselves. Released on the 6th day of the 6th month of 1976, The Omen.
I think I knew that about it.
What's that?
It was released on June 6th.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
it released at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m.?
No, but they do mention because it's 1976 and
Yeah,
during the film they do mention, was he born at 6 a.m.? And
they
they
do.
yeah,
They do.
yeah, and he says yes.
So I will say I wanted you to do that so that I could actually say this. I only watched the original, the 1976.
It's mainly where my focus is today. I didn't
It
go into
is.
2 and
Okay.
3. Yeah,
Okay.
I easily could have, but then we would have been sitting here for 3 days. So,
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I did we talk about before I like jump into just talking about the movie and spoiler alert. Um, do you talk about the actual plot of the movie at all?
touch on it here and there, but I didn't, just in case there might be a 20 something that has never seen this movie. I didn't want to entirely wreck it, and I do have a spot where I say spoiler alert. So
Okay.
I know it's been out, almost as long as I've been
Yeah.
alive, but
Yeah, but for anyone who's listening that hasn't seen it, so I won't dive too much into the plot, but for me personally, it wasn't a bad movie, but for me personally, it was a very boring movie.
I get
Um,
a lot of feedback like that talking about it. Yeah.
yeah, because you're not getting the activity like you get on something like The Nun or The Nun 2.
Well, yeah, this is a very different time. And it also isn't
Yes.
as, um, you know, uh, visually, well, I'm going to take that back. It's not as jump scary, I think, as like The Exorcist, or Rosemary's Baby. I think people kind of expected that kind of scare.
Yes. I
Clearly
definitely
there were a
did.
lot of people who didn't, and did enjoy it, but
Yeah.
and I really did enjoy it because I'm about all of these things. I want to hear all about them so I know what to
Right.
look for.
Yeah, that's
So,
so fair. So fair.
yeah. This is also around the time, 1969, Anton LaVey came out with the Satanic Bible. Here we go again.
I
Church
said
pews
a
are
s
full.
yeah, what? A satanic Bible?
Yeah. There is a satanic Bible,
Is that
written by
like
Anton LaVey, and it was released in 1969, right after Rosemary's Baby.
isn't there, some kind of ancient relic kind of thing where it's something like Satan's Bible, but it's, like, full of a bunch of, like I thought it was, I guess, older than that is what I'm getting
Like
at.
the Book of the
That
Dead or something, is that what you're talking about?
maybe yeah, maybe. I don't remember what it's called, but there was a bunch of, like, stuff, and it's supposed to be, like, "lost," quote, unquote. It's probably at the Vatican, but,
Yeah,
um
it's not lost. We can get right to it, I bet.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
supposed to have, like, images of specific demons and, um, rituals, like summoning demons and things like that.
Yeah, I knew a priestess once that said that, um, she read the Book of the Dead, and shortly thereafter, that's when her husband died. That's when she spiraled out of control, and was doing drugs. She almost lost her children. She was almost deported because she wasn't an American citizen. Yeah, a lot of things happened. She swears that she read it.
Oh my
Yes, ma'am.
god.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. So, uh, that was one book I never even searched for.
Yeah, that's fair. After hearing
Mm,
that, I don't plan on it.
gonna pass on that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, with that being said, do you wanna start us off?
You know I do.
I'm so excited.
Okay, here we
I'm
go.
so
Uh,
excited.
Robert Munger was a new born again Christian, influenced by the Satanists who are now out of the closet. He gave his heart and his life to Jesus Christ, and that's not easy to do, especially when you work in Hollywood. He began reading the Bible. In particular, he was fascinated by the book of Revelation. Robert believes that there could only have been divine inspiration that brought him this idea. What if the Antichrist is already here? And what if he's just a little boy? That's kind of genius. Not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, because well, and we've seen this. We've seen this time and time again with people believing that demons take on the spirit of a child.
Hmm. Yes. Well, and if you follow Christian belief that the devil can not create, only replicate, then you definitely are thinking, well, of course he's going to do that because Jesus Christ was born of a mortal woman. So my son also has to be born of a mortal woman. Jesus Christ was here to save humanity, but I'm sending my kid to destroy humanity. So, yeah,
Okay.
that's that monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why they hate us. What
They
do
hate us.
what do we do? Okay, anyway, here we go. So he took this idea to his producer friend, Harvey Bernard, who went home that very night and began working on the screenplay. He titled it The Antichrist. Robert was thrilled with his friend's overwhelming interest, but he warned Harvey the devil's best weapon was to convince people that he doesn't exist. Robert believed that there would be a great deal of interference from Satan and his minions. The cast and crew will need to protect themselves. Harvey took the warning seriously, but initially there were only a few people involved with this picture that did. The script had been picked up by 20th Century Fox, and they landed Oscar winning actor Gregory Peck. With a name like that associated with the picture, scoring Lee Merriweather, who was Catwoman from the popular Batman series at the time. It was easy. Everyone was seeing dollar signs. June 26, 1975, 1 year before the release of The Omen and 3 months prior to filming, Gregory Peck's son, Jonathan, at 30 years old, committed suicide.
Okay. So
Devs-
he's
Go ahead.
already like read the script and everything.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, he's agreed. He's on
Did
board.
did they talk about him having any, like, prior mental health complications or issues? Complications, issues?
So if he had them, they were not in the press. I scoured. I tried to find
Okay.
something, and I couldn't. So
So
that doesn't
no
mean they didn't exist. I saw an
yeah.
awful lot of pictures. He must have been a hunter, is all I can figure, because I saw an awful lot of picture of this handsome young man with a gun. Like, he had a rifle or a shotgun with him in every picture, I thought. So I
Is
thought
that
that
how
was
he did
odd.
it? Do you know?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
it
what
is. Yeah.
usually that's for men. Um, okay, so no known doesn't mean it didn't exist, but no known prior mental health issues?
Correct. Right,
Is that
yeah, and it wasn't
I'm saying that
discussed,
right
and of
then.
course, Gregory Peck didn't discuss it.
Okay.
Um, that wasn't a thing. That
Yeah.
wasn't a thing
Well,
back then.
I was
Yeah.
about to say that wasn't a thing in general, to be
Mhm.
fair,
Yeah.
unless you were a woman, but that's fine.
Okay. Devastated, Gregory Peck, the consummate professional, set off to London from LA in September of 1975. Robert Monger's warning seemed a little extra eerie when Peck's plane was struck by lightning, setting the engine ablaze. The plane somehow landed safely, but those aboard were not unshaken. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am, that happened.
Did you look up the actual odds to that?
I did actually. I don't have numbers like that, but many, many pilots say that that is not uncommon. It's not super
Okay.
common, but it's not uncommon, and it
Okay.
rarely takes a plane down,
Okay.
but it also rarely sets an engine on fire. Yeah. Okay. Well, that happens occasionally. That's what Mace Newfield, the producer of The Omen, told himself before boarding his flight to London. It should also be known that he is also a pilot, but he was flying commercial because I don't know, because
Okay.
you can't do a puddle jumper to London, I guess. But anyway,
Not a
um,
puddle jumper.
that the producer of The Omen told himself before his flight to London, at least until his plane was also struck by lightning. They say they landed safely. Mace was later quoted to say that was the scariest 5 minutes of his entire life. Mhm. Yeah, they're not even there yet. They're not even there to film yet, and shit's already going down. Like crazy shit. Okay. These were not the only aeronautic accidents to affect the cast and crew. Richard Donner, the film's director, rented a plane to get some aerial footage of London. The original date of the flight was changed. Donner had been bumped by a group of Chinese businessmen. Upon takeoff, the small plane hit a flock of birds and crashed at the end of the runway, sliding into a car. The pilot's wife and children were in that car, and no one survived. The airport did have a functioning device designed to scare birds off the runway, but that device had been switched off. Donner and his camera crew would have been on that plane if not for the last minute switch. Donner referred to his own reaction as sobering.
We haven't even started filming.
No, I'm just now getting there right now. Yeah. Yes.
So we've got a suicide
Mhm.
and three different plane complications, one of which leading to the death of a wife and children
The pilot. Yeah.
of the pilot.
What are the chances of that? Did I look it up? No, I didn't. But Jesus Christ, what are the chances of that?
Well, I think, like, one thing is one thing, right? Like, to have lightning strike, if that were the only thing that happened, it'd be a little like, okay, like, it's not uncommon. It's not common, but not uncommon. But then you've got what happened with the second one again? You had the second plane.
Also struck by lightning.
Oh. Yes. So you've got 2, and then the 3rd one, you've got this switch that was flipped off.
Yeah. That scares the birds off the runway before the plane takes off. That's literally all it does. Nobody knows why it was switched off or who switched it off.
Like, that's just a little too much for a coincidence.
I agree. I agree.
Okay.
Phil
Well, let's get into filming.
Yeah. Filming had begun, and they were still trying to find an actor to play Damien. Donner decided to look for a boy with no classical training. They started watching school playgrounds. That's where they found him. Though he was blonde with blue eyes, Donner saw something in him. Unlike a professional child actor, when Donner said to 6-year-old Harvey Stevens, "I'm going to hold you down, and I want you to do your best to get away. Don't stop fighting me until I say cut." And little Harvey immediately started fighting like a tiger and punched Donner right in his jewels. Donner yelled cut, and Damien Thorne was born.
So they okay. Well, here's the first issue with this, is the first issue is them watching children on a playground.
Bunch of adults like standing outside
Just
the
like,
playground just watching little kids. Yeah, that's fucking weird.
that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Mhm.
Secondly, I did not know that he had blonde hair originally. Thirdly, you know, good for Damien.
Well, it just so happens I happen to have a "Where Are They Now" sidebar. Harvey Stevens, who played Damien, was convicted in a road rage accident in 2017. He lashed out at 2 cyclists, smacking them around and punching one in the mouth and knocking out his teeth. On Friday the 13th, he was sentenced to what amounted to time served and probation for 2 years, along with monetary damages. He just kept on fighting. Once he started fighting, he just didn't stop, I guess.
It flipped some kind of switch in his brain.
Or maybe it was already flipped and that's what Donner saw. Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that little bit of psychosis.
Mhm.
You can
Or
see it.
just
You
a
can
little
see it
bit
in the
of
eyes.
just I'm just a tad feral. You
Yeah,
know, like yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Also, I mean not for nothing, but that blonde hair changes everything. When you look at him with blonde hair, I sent a
Yeah.
picture. But when you look at him with blonde hair and then you look at him with his dark hair, you guys will see when you look it up. But we're gonna post it.
Yeah.
But it's not. It changes everything about the way he looks.
Well, he also looked familiar. Like, I don't know, I saw the movie, so here it is. But he looks like this this specific image, for some reason, looks super familiar.
Oh, that's crazy. I don't know why. I never saw it before I looked it up.
Okay, this is a cute kid.
That's a cute kid. Yeah,
He's a cute kid.
yeah.
The dark hair definitely gave the ambiance.
They put contacts on him too, so his eyes are brown in the movie. Yeah.
Definitely gives the ambiance. Yeah,
Mhm.
he looks super familiar, like I've seen him in something else. I just don't
He doesn't act anymore. I
at
saw an
all.
interview, where he said no, I forget what he does for a living now, besides beat people up. Maybe he's an enforcer. Um,
Dang.
yeah, I didn't see what he does now, but I did see an interview where he said he got a couple jobs after the Omen, and it was fun while it lasted, but it didn't last. So, yeah.
That's so weird. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, well,
Moving right along. Let's see what happened once filming started. The animals seemed to be the first affected by the dark energy looming over the set.
this is my
S-
shocked face.
Starting with the hellhounds to protect Damien that were played by Rottweilers. Much of the cast was already put off by their appearance alone. They're a powerful breed and can be intimidating to those unfamiliar. A stuntman who was hired to fight the dogs decided that he should double up on his bite pad. The scene began and the dog latched on, but it was quickly realized that something went very wrong. The stuntman had lost consciousness, and the trainer had a terrible time getting the dog to release. Once he did, it was revealed that I'm sorry. It was revealed that the dog, which had appeared in many films with his owner and trainer, had bitten completely through the doubled up sleeve and the steel sheath. The stuntman's arm was crushed and he was rushed to surgery. Mhm, 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 mhm. Yeah.
How?
Um, just sheer bite
That's
force, I guess.
I mean, that's an incredible bite force.
Mhm. Well, and the fact that this dog that is a professional that's been trained this way his whole life didn't release when his trainer told him to, that's crazy to me. I had to
Yeah.
fight my dog to get him to release. Yeah, you do that with Weezer. But she's not trained for nothing but sit and poop outside, and when you get past that, that's all there is.
Like, I know this for people who maybe don't have animals or anything, that might be like, "Oh, well, an animal's an animal." But it's like, no, you don't understand. Like, having a well-trained animal is I mean, if Chance did something like that, I would be flabbergasted.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure I don't know for sure. They did not say, and I couldn't find it in any interviews. But I will say that, um, they didn't say whether or not the dog was put down or just retired or anything like that, so, we don't know.
Well, I can imagine my shock if my dog did that or one of my dogs did that. Any of them, really, let alone a dog who has had triple the amount of training that my dogs have had.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. There's a reason that they get paid the big bucks. That's because they know
Yeah,
what they're doing and they can get the results that they need quickly. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I can't speak to what happened. I can just tell you what happened. I can't tell you why. The next frightening animal encounters happened at the safari park. Damien and his mother, played by Lee Remick, were driving through a troop of baboons. We, as
Ooh,
the
yeah.
viewers, are supposed to watch the animals' reactions to the son of the devil. Baboons are very family oriented, willing to fight to the death for any babies of the troop, no matter who they belong to. So, in order to get the desired reaction, handlers snatched a baby and put it in a crate and put it in the back seat of the car, therefore enticing the baboons to attack the car. Lee is supposed to drive the car through slowly, and the troop would aggressively attack the car. Unfortunately, Lee Remick got in the car with little Harvey and shut the door and did not realize until the scene had started filming that the car was a stick.
Does
She
she
didn't
not know
know
how to
how to
drive?
drive a
Oh.
manual, but the film was already rolling, so she decided to try. How hard could it be? Well, she stalled it. Those angry monkeys came in for their baby and they were gonna fuck up anybody in their way. That look of terror on both of their faces during the movie is 100% authentic. That's real life, brah. They were scared. Both of them were terrified out of their minds. You hear him saying, I did watch it really hard. So you hear him in that car scene saying, "Mommy, mommy." But he's not really saying that. You can tell that was post filming. That was, yeah, that was applied later. I don't know what he's saying, but that's not what he's saying.
Can we recognize again we're yet again utilizing a baby. They put
Yeah.
a baby in a
Mm,
crate?
mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they were gonna give it right back. They just wanted the film, they just wanted the footage. But yeah, yeah. But he was already in there and the monkeys were already acting like they were gonna do something to the car, so she was like, "Alright, I guess I'll try. What can I do?"
Also, in 1976, that would still be very, like, manuals would still be very dominant in the car industry, would they not?
Uh, yes, there were more yes, I knew more people that drove stick, um, uh,
Than
back
not.
then than not, yes. I
How
didn't,
did
but
she
yeah.
not know how to okay.
I don't know how. We'd be, seriously, me and Damien, oh, we're fucked because I I don't even know how to start to move it. Yeah.
You don't?
Mm-mm. No, I don't
You
drive
don't
a
know how to
stick.
drive stick?
Mm-mm. Nope. There's there's
Seriously?
there's me and Damien with little X's over our eyes with monkey bites all over us. Sorry, Damien, I tried. Yeah.
I love driving stick. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
That's okay.
My sister
Well,
does too. She always has a stick. I don't ever remember her not having a stick. Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Alright. Oh, okay. Well,
Moving right along, the next encounter at the safari park was cut from the movie. It involved the big cats. After filming had ended in that area, there was a 22-year-old man that worked for the park in that section. He had been helping with filming throughout the day. His safe place was between two fences, and that's where he was. He had lost sight of the tiger, who was unfortunately above him. He reached in, pulled him up, and bit his head, fatally crushing his skull. Mhm. What a fucking tragedy.
oh my god.
Yeah, it's bad. I told you, girl. Yeah.
It's like one thing after another, and we're still in the first, like, what, 20 minutes of the movie?
Huh. Yeah. Yep. If they thought they'd left all the trauma at the animal park, they were wrong. They were filming in London, and there was a heavy IRA terrorist activity presence there. The Irish Republican Army wanted freedom from British rule. Sadly, they would stop at nothing to get it. The Hilton, where many members of the cast and crew, including Gregory Peck, had been staying, had a bomb go off in the lobby. But wait, there's more. Gregory Peck felt bad for everyone involved in the picture. He knew that they were all working hard and remaining professional throughout these stressful conditions. He wanted to show his gratitude and invited everyone to eat at what had become his favorite spot, Scott's, for seafood. Just before they arrived, a bomb went off. They had literally been moments away from dying. It blew the whole restaurant. Mhm.
Yeah, them Irish weren't fucking around.
Yeah, I said, "Let go. Leave
Yeah,
us." Yeah,
literally,
yeah.
literally. Well, even they were doing stuff here too, because I remember when they were doing stuff here, my grandpa was working the bondage unit and stuff up in Cleveland, so
That's
he dealt
crazy.
with a lot of that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any memory at all of it being here. But yeah, I do remember it being on, like, that was what we did. We ate dinner and we watched the news, like, every night, and then the good shows came on, and I do remember them talking about the IRA all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, my grandpa has told me time and time again about some of the IRA stuff in Cleveland, so
Yeah. Okay. Filming was nearing an end when Peck, who, let's remember, had just lost his own son just months ago, started to have reservations about killing Damien. He's an actor and a polished professional, but he's also a grieving father. He was unsure about whether or not he could even bring himself to do it. He got a little pushback from Richard Donner, who felt it was essential to the story. After some long discussions, it was decided that they would film it both ways. One where Satan is defeated and Damien is killed, and the other where Damien is saved.
Oh.
Well, here comes a spoiler alert. We're about to
Spoiler
talk
alert.
about it.
Spoiler
Okay.
alert.
See you next week. Okay. Or
Skip
go
over
watch
this
the
or
movie and come
something. I
right
don't know. Yeah,
back.
right.
Turns out Peck was right. And that was the most powerful scene of the movie. I'm not sure how much of a spoiler it is since there exists in the universe parts 2 and 3. So,
Well, yeah.
anyway, the next scene was supposed to be at the gravesite with 2 adult caskets and a child's casket. But the scene that they went with was 2 adult caskets, and then they pan out to little Damien turning around very slowly and smiling, which was so much creepier.
Oh, 100%.
And it doesn't go unnoticed that it leaves the door open for sequels.
Yeah. So it is the same actor in those sequels?
No.
No, it's a different. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Um, yeah, I think when they did the sequel, I think they jumped too far ahead for it to be the same kid.
Is it still Damien?
What do you mean?
Like, is his name still Damien in
Mhm.
2 and 3? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's supposed to be that character is the same kid.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's not the same actor. Yeah.
Gotcha.
He gets adopted by his uncle,
Oh,
by
okay.
his father, by Gregory Peck's, supposed brother. If the crew and cast believed that the bizarre occurrences stopped when filming stopped, they got it wrong. The flight that most of the crew was on going home had to make an emergency landing in Holland for unexpected engine trouble. Then the stuntman fell out of the window for Lee in her death scene. Remember when
Yeah.
she went out the window and landed on the ambulance or fell through the ambulance?
Yeah.
So that guy was doing that scene again in another movie, just falling in another movie, and they put 2 giant of those big air mattresses that are like, I don't know, 8 feet
Yeah.
tall or however tall they are.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah. So they put 2 of them, just to be extra safe. Somehow he falls between the 2. Yeah. He's rushed to hospital and that ends his career. Yeah. Mhm. Yep.
Oh. Like, what are the odds? You've
I
got these
mean, you're a stunt
huge.
person, so
Yeah, there's a lot of risk with being a stunt person, but in that specific situation, like, you've got 2 huge,
Mhm.
and for anybody who's never seen these, I encourage you to look them up. I mean, they're huge mattresses that they use. Huge.
Yeah, they said so and also he's a seasoned professional. He's been doing this his
Yeah.
entire life. So, um, they said that when he came off, he told people that he felt like somebody pushed him, and the people that were watching said he didn't come off like he normally does. He was kinda cockeyed. He was kinda crooked. So it changed his center of gravity, so he was not able to right it to stop himself, or to go to the left or the right. He couldn't because of the
He
way
said
he
that
came off.
it felt like somebody pushed him?
He said that that it felt like somebody pushed him, but, I mean, he knows, everybody knows he was the only one up there. Mhm. Yes, ma'am.
Has he equated it back to the filming of The Omen?
There was no interviews with him. There were some pictures of him in the hospital, which also was weird because when Lee Remick is in the hospital and she's got, I think it is
Yeah.
her right arm, and she's
Yeah.
got the little oxygen. That's how he looked. He had his arm, the same arm with oxygen Yeah, the same. He looked the same. I was like, hold on a minute. Are they? Are they punking us? What is this? What is happening right now? No, it's not. That was a real picture of him in the hospital.
Oh my god.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Right. The stunt coordinator that choreographed the decapitation scene. So this is a different guy. He
Okay.
was the
The
coordinator, but
coordinator.
he also did his own. He also did stunts too. This guy. But he fixed up this stunt where the sliding glass comes in and cuts
Yeah,
off
that was a
the
crazy
reporter's head.
scene.
It was shot really good though because that head just goes like spun. Did you see it? It was crazy.
I was just so, like, it wasn't what I was expecting because okay, so, like, again, I guess major spoilers all throughout this, but in the beginning, he was showing the angles of that dark line.
Hmm.
And how the dark line was how people were dying, but
Yes.
when he showed the picture of himself with the dark line, I couldn't figure out, like, what the angle was or what it was trying to say. So, I mean, I was sitting on my couch watching, and that guy something happened with that break, and I went, "Oh, no." And I was like, "No, no, 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 no," as it kept, like, rolling back.
Yeah.
And it
Yes.
hit me at that point, I was like, "Oh, this is not." And then it happened and, like, watching it like, the scene was shot really well because I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. Yep.
But, not what I was expecting.
Yeah. Richard Donner said we didn't even expect the head to spin like that. So that was really crazy. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yep. So that's the guy that we're talking about the guy who created that
Who
scene.
created it, yeah, the coordinator.
So, after um a year after the Omen was released, um he was in a fatal car accident on Friday the 13th. Again, here she is again. Hello, Friday. Yeah, yes. He and his assistant were driving on a dark country road in Holland when when they had a head-on collision. His assistant was decapitated.
Oh, what?
The stunt coordinator was unconscious, but when he came to, the first thing he reported seeing was mile marker 66.6. He later found out that he was on the road to a town called Omen.
Shut the hell up.
Mhm, 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 mhm.
So we have 2 Friday the 13th occurrences, which if we're relating that back to literally last week's recording, that's in my opinion, a religious perspective of that. He coordinated a decapitation scene. He's in an accident with this woman who's fucking decapitated, and you've got mile marker 66.6, and you're going into a town called get out of my face. Get out of my
Mhm,
face.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah.
I don't know why I just reiterated all of that, but I'm like,
I know, it's hard. It's hard to that's why when I told you,
that's
yes, of course I wanna do The Omen, and then I was like, "Oh my god, this is way worse than I thought it was." Yeah. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Mhm.
okay. Okay. Okay.
Well, we may never know if Satan had a hand in these strange and sometimes fatal occurrences associated with The Omen. Even if you believe in coincidences, The Omen seems to have a metric ton. If you, like Selena and I, do not believe in consequences, then what? Was Satan trying to stop this production? Why? Rosemary's Baby and The Exorcist were already out and wildly successful. Why target The Omen? Surely not because he wanted it to remain a secret or if he didn't want to be a fairy tale character. Maybe God was pushing this movie. because this was the first film to get audiences thinking that there was actually a formula for beating the devil if only we pay attention and listen to God's voice. What do you think?
I actually just made a note on my phone because part of me is like, is this there's so much symbolism within religion for the Antichrist and everything coming to our world and like a bunch of things happening. And so I'm like, that's very interesting to me that we have this movie that comes out that's, I hate to say enhancing that, but for lack of better terms, enhancing that. And but my other thought was, could this be something more of a thought form to the extent of the guy who wrote it in the first place was like, hey, you know, you got to protect yourself. You got to, you know, and you've got other people who are like, we got to protect ourselves to the point of creating bad things happening, I guess. Does that make sense? Does that make
Perhaps.
sense of
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah,
like?
yes, it does. And that's an interesting point of view. But symbolism is super heavy.
Oh, yeah.
It's look, don't look away. Don't look away because you're gonna miss something and it's gonna
If
be a big deal.
Well, if you
Yeah.
gotta know something, the universe is gonna let you know.
Mhm. Mhm,
You're
mhm.
gonna know.
Yeah. Yeah,
I just
if
To
you
me, it falls more on the religious aspect of things personally. The thought form was just like an idea that I had where I was like, like so many people are putting this energy into it. So could that have anything to do with it? And
so
like
what
you,
would be the seed then that was sown? Just him feeling like he had that divine inspiration? Was that the seed? Or do you
yeah, I
think it
think it
goes
definitely
back?
could be.
Okay.
No, I definitely think like him writing that with the intention of, this is the opposing side of it. I think that in and of itself is dark natured. Not saying that he is dark natured, but
Oh, certainly
the
not. Yeah.
actual writing of it is dark natured,
Yeah.
you know? So, I think that could definitely be something that could have started it, and it just built and built and built, if you're looking at it from that aspect.
Yeah. I mean, listen, some of them did take it seriously, some of them
Yeah.
did take it seriously right off rip.
What are you looking at?
I think there's somebody standing up there. Um, I just saw the light from my door, my bedroom door. I just saw it
Just for
like black out.
clarification just for clarification, a ghost, not like a person,
Oh
right?
yeah, I'm the only human in the house currently.
Okay. A live
Um,
human.
a
Yeah.
live human.
A live human.
Yeah, I don't know. It just like blacked out the light, but just for a second. I caught it out of the corner of my eye. Anyway, um, I forget what I was saying. I'm
Sorry. The
lost. It's
seed was
okay.
sown with kind of the writing.
Yeah. Yes, and but was it? Or was it Anton LaVey's Satanistic Bible? Or was it the Satanistic Bible? Anton LaVey decided that he was gonna write that because people wildly accepted Rosemary's Baby, which was written by Roman Polanski, who is a fucking pedo and couldn't come back to the States because I don't care, I'm
Well,
saying that with my full fucking chest. I got nothing for no pedos, and I am definitely never, ever in life gonna act like I'm gonna hide one. So, fuck
fair.
that guy. And I think he, definitely, well, I think he might have actually been the catalyst for all of this stuff to start coming out. I think because when you're a pedo and you're involved in, I mean, that's Satanistic behavior. That's, demon or demon possessed. I don't care. I'm not taking it back. I said it and I mean
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
Yeah. Anyway, maybe Roman Polanski is like the actual seed, if there is a seed. Um,
I think if you're looking at it from like a historical perspective, I mean, the seed is it's way back there. It's way back in like BC era,
yeah, that for
BC,
sure.
BC.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. 100%.
But yeah, I do think it's interesting that we we have this again, this repetition of the Antichrist coming into our world. I mean, and that's just been over time in general, not just since this movie, but like way back. And then this movie's made, and all of a sudden we got all this stuff going down. Like, and it's serious stuff. I mean, like, a man literally got his head crushed between a tiger's jaws. Like, that's
Mhm.
wild.
Corner doesn't see that every day. No. Mm.
Like, it's, and again, it's one thing if one of these things happened, right? It's one thing if there was one plane incident or, one person died or I mean, this is thing after thing after thing after thing that occurred. That's not a coincidence. Don't look at me and say that that's a coincidence. There's no way.
All of it? All of it?
All of it?
Yeah. 2 people died, right? That's 2, right?
No. More than that.
Oh, the whole plane full of people. Yeah, that's right. And the family. Yeah.
You've got the suicide, the family, the tiger, the car with the woman who was decapitated.
Yeah. You're right.
There's 4 people right there.
Yeah, all of the people that were on the plane, the Chinese businessman from the plane, the pilot that killed the pilot that crashed his plane into his wife by accident. How the fuck does that happen? How does that happen?
Yeah, I forgot there were people on that.
Mhm. Yeah. So, yeah, that's all crazy. But, that movie is, a lot more cerebral than people think it's gonna be. So I think
Yeah,
that's
like,
why
it's
a lot
not
of
very action-based.
but when there's action, there's fucking action. What they have for action is very dramatic. It's
Yeah.
yeah, I
So,
definitely would recommend this movie. Yeah.
I think I personally think it's probably more of a religious aspect. I don't
Mhm.
think I think there can be a thought form aspect to it, but I think a majority of it is religious. But what are your thoughts as far as that goes?
I think it's a possibility, that otherworldly beings were involved. Um, but if it was, I don't think it's what they think. I think Satan is throwing up roadblocks like a fiend, like just throwing them up. Oh, yeah? Well, how about I do this? Well, how about I do this? And God is like, got you, got you, got you. But then I wait a year and I do something else. But then, the movie hasn't even started, but I'm going to scare them into stopping this movie because I cannot be defeated. And you're not going to show a movie where I can be defeated.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and that's another interesting part of it too, because in the first one, they chose the clip where he doesn't die.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, I definitely, I, th- I definitely think it is possible for there to be some influence, from both sides, actually.
Yeah. And from a religious aspect.
Yes.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. Oh, Gregory Peck, I loved him so much, and now I love him even more. Yeah.
But Gregory is the one who got arrested in 2017?
Mm-mm. That was
No.
Harvey Stevens. That was the kid who
Oh,
played
that's right, the
Damien.
kid, the
Yeah,
kid.
Gregory
Okay,
Peck's the daddy.
that dad, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, and okay, so, hold on one second, and I will tell you, um, I watched 1,000 interviews, and some of them were repetitive, but I didn't want to miss anything. Um, but I did watch The Curse of the Omen,
Okay,
and I found that on YouTube. And I also found on Shudder the Cursed film series, season 1, episode 3. But honestly, the lion's share came from 1,000 interviews that anybody could look up on YouTube.
okay.
But the reason that it reminded me was because, an after interview with Gregory Peck, which is also on YouTube, um, he did talk about the movie and he talked about the changes and things like that, but he was having none of it. We're not going to talk about, he acted as if any otherworldly involvement was ridiculous and he wasn't about to discuss it. That's real. That's like the first 20, it's like a, I don't know, 45-minute interview maybe. And the first 20 minutes, and after that then he talks about stuff, and I literally, just because of his voice, fell asleep. But the first 20 minutes of the interview he's just talking about the movie, the actual movie, um and talking about it was grueling, and stuff like that, but he didn't, when he was asked a question he was like, obviously not, obviously that's not real, obviously, he was really like
Well,
poo-pooed it.
do you think that's because he truly doesn't believe that, or do you think that's out of fear?
Well, if I were in his position I wouldn't want to think that I was the reason that my son committed suicide because I took a part. That's what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that links back to fear and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of people fear the unknown. I'm no exception to that. There are some things that are unknown that I'm like, "Nah, no." Um, Quantum jumping, which I have the information for, but quantum jumping, for some reason, scares the hell out of me. I don't know what it is. The Matrix scares the hell out of me. So I think it's possible that sometimes when people are so hard against something that it maybe could potentially be out of fear.
Interesting. I recently, um, ordered myself a Torah, which, if you don't know, is a Jewish Bible.
Oh, okay.
It is the Old Testament. It's a regular Christian's Old Testament plus some books that we didn't include for some reason. So I was interested in looking at those
Mhm.
books.
I bet there is a reason.
I'm sure there is a reason, and I before somebody tells me what it is, I'd like to try to find it on my own. Not that I'm a biblical scholar, but I did grow up
Yeah.
in a Southern Baptist church. Now, come on, I can quote some scripture if you need me
Listen,
to.
listen, them Baptists, that's all. That's all.
Anyway, um, yeah. So I don't know why it came up when I was looking to buy a Torah, but it did tell me, and I looked it up later, and it's sort of not untrue. I need to look more, but 666 in Hebrew translate to a letter. So Hebrew, I guess, alphabet They attach numbers to letters as well.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
So W is also a 6. So 666 is WWW, as in the World Wide Web? Potentially. I don't know. It's interesting to think about. And I'm interested to look into it more. But what the hell, you say? And why did this pop up? Because I sure wasn't Googling it. Well, what would have made me make that connection?
So is that like you're implying that allegedly the World Wide Web could have like a satanic connotation behind it?
Maybe.
I'd be interested to know who came up with that or who came up with, because I don't know who made the internet. I don't know. Who made the World Wide Web? Who, like,
I don't know. There was some dude that was running for president and said that him and his wife did it.
what?
I can't remember who it was. I just remember it was like the punchline to 100 jokes. Was it? I can't remember who said it, but was it Al Gore? Was it Al Gore? I don't know.
Don't
He
start
said
me lying.
him and his wife, who had like a little cutesy name like Kitty or something. I can't remember what her name is.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, when Kitty and I created the World Wide Web, and then it was like a joke all the time. Like for months they said it. But he didn't, obviously.
Well, yeah, like, I wonder if that could have been like a behind the scenes. I don't know. I don't know who made
Yeah.
it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not trying to
There is the
guess.
dark web.
Mhm.
And listen, everything that we know today was known probably 20 years before we knew.
Well, probably 1,000 years before we knew.
Like,
Yeah.
well, I guess, oh, that makes me wonder if maybe the internet was created for the dark web.
Right. Like
Like,
it's little parasite. Like
huh?
Satan cannot create, but he can replicate. So somebody makes the web, I'll make the dark web. Oh, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Well, to the aspect of like they want this dark web, so to cover it, they're making the internet. So everybody knows the internet. Everybody uses the World Wide Web,
It is
and it's
true,
really just a
but
cover
however,
for the
if
dark
you
web.
yes, but if you um apply the Christian Satan can only replicate,
Mhm.
he cannot create, then he didn't create the internet because not he's not capable of creation.
But let me ask you this: then what are demons?
Demons were cast out when he was cast out. He was just
So
left in
you think
charge
that
because he was
so
the
demons are fallen angels?
yeah. I do believe that. Yeah. I think that it's true that they were pissed off that we were suddenly God's new toy and they didn't like it. They liked it better when we weren't around. And he was like, "Okay, well, same as a
So,
lot of parents do. If you don't like it here, go live somewhere else." Yeah.
man, so you don't think that demons were created by Satan?
No. No.
Interesting.
Mm-mm. I It's an interesting thought. It's also interesting question because it does make me wonder that do we have a number of how many demons there are? I mean, I know there are
I think
scholars that
so.
have many, many demons' names.
No, I thought there was a number.
There might be. If there I just don't know it.
Is there a specific number of I heard at one point that there were 666. I don't know if that's real though.
That sounds like a Marilyn Manson song.
Okay, so So according to Dr. Google, there's no single specific universally accepted number of demons across different cultures, religions, or belief systems. So I only ask that. I don't know that I believe one way or the other. I don't know that I believe that Satan can't create things. But I don't know that he can either. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I just don't know how I feel one way or the other specifically. But I've heard a lot about him creating demons. Like that was his way of, or that was his form of creation.
What was he creating them out of?
I don't remember.
Like
I don't
dead
remember.
humans? Like what do you Oh, okay.
I have seen stuff about that too. Um, or maybe like the souls, like Dark Souls. I don't remember specifically like
Well,
what, but
I think part of the reason why I lean towards that theory is because why do you have to possess somebody? Why don't you just be somebody? Well, you can't because you can't create anything. Otherwise, you would just, instead of possessing someone, you would just poof, there's a person. Now we'll go shoot him or
well,
torture him or
I think that is the aspect, at least from kind of how I look at it, that's the aspect of him creating demons is that's the best he could do, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not a real creation in the way that God made humans. That was just the best he could do
yeah,
to kind of like fuck with it, I guess, for lack of better terms.
yeah. I don't know.
Oh, I don't
I
know.
don't
I
know.
listen,
I
I don't,
am
yeah.
I am feverishly trying to consume content to help open some of these doors for my brain. So I'm still in it. I'm still in the
Yeah.
adding stage.
Well, I love, and I feel like we've talked about I know we've talked about this off the podcast, but I love hearing all different perspectives,
Me
especially
too.
religiously. Like,
Me too.
I think it's fascinating, and I don't think one is more right than the other. I think I think they're all probably telling the same, if not a similar story, but in different ways. Um, so I don't know. I think it's all very interesting.
Me
Whether you're
too.
looking at Catholicism, Christianity, which kind of in some ways go hand in hand, in other ways they don't. Um, you know, it versus the bajillion other religions that are out there. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we are very limited um by actual contact with people that are Hindu or
Yeah.
Buddhist, or
Yeah.
we don't run into those every
Hmm.
day. We're here in the
Right.
States. Um Happy to, though. I definitely would love to sit down and have
Yeah.
conversations with people like that. Yeah. Let's talk
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, with
Anyway,
that, um, any last final thoughts?
my final thoughts are um um, do cut that. Do cut that.
Do cut what?
Do cut that I just didn't I said my final thoughts are and then said nothing.
Oh, I thought I thought you were just thinking. That's definitely being left in now. Oh my
Okay.
god.
My final thoughts are I hope y'all come back next week and we'll be happy to see ya.
Hope y'all enjoyed this episode. This is, well, we've only got 2 Cursed Filmed episodes now, but I like this one a lot more than The Crow. Sorry about it, but,
The Crow is
um,
good. Yeah.
it was good. It
Yeah.
was very good. but there's that really dark aspect to this that I really like. So, you did excellent,
Oh, thanks.
and we'll be back next week. Yay! Oh,
Oh,
if
uh-oh.
uh-oh. Hey, we have this email. You can email us anything you want.
Oh, I 100% forgot to ask.
Yep, sure did. The Chamber of Shadows at gmail.com. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram too at the Chamber of Shadows.
Please
Okay, now
do.
yeah,
Tell us
please do.
everything. Tell us what you think about
Everything.
The Omen. Tell us if you think it sucked. Tell us if you loved it and
Yeah.
you really appreciate Gregory Peck. Tell us if you believe that tell us if you believe that Satan didn't want that film made, or if you
Yeah.
believe that God pushed it through. Tell us anything. We
Yeah,
love to hear
literally
what you think.
anything. 100%. Okay, now with that, we are signing off. Adios. Peace out. Sayonara. Love y'all. Bye.